Om Shanti. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of February 2024. On this Tuesday morning, let us listen to the Sakar Murli from our beloved Bap Dada. Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence. Sweet children, constantly have thoughts of remembrance of the Father and churn the ocean of knowledge, and new points will continue to emerge and you will remain happy. So what does Father say in essence on this Tuesday morning? Baba says, sweet children, constantly have thoughts of remembrance of the Father and churn the ocean of knowledge, and new points will continue to emerge and you will remain happy. Today's question is, whose wonder is the greatest in this drama and why? So the question which Baba asks is, whose wonder is the greatest in this drama and why? In answer, Baba gives us 2 points. The first point, the greatest wonder is that of Shiv Baba, because he makes you into angels in a second. He teaches you such a study that you become deities from human beings. No one in the world, only the Father can teach you this study. Second point, it is the Father's task to give each of you a third eye of knowledge. Baba says it is the Father's task to give each of you a third eye of knowledge and take you from darkness into the light and save you from stumbling. No one else can perform such a wonderful task. Om Shanti. The spiritual Father explains every day to you children, and you children listen while considering yourselves to be souls. Just as the Father is incognito, so this knowledge too is incognito. No one is able to understand what a soul is or what the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is. You children should have the firm habit of considering yourselves to be souls. The Father is speaking this knowledge to us souls. You have to use your intellect to understand this and then act. So what is Baba telling us? You children should have the firm habit of considering yourselves to be souls. The Father is speaking this knowledge to us souls. You have to use your intellect to understand this and then act. However, you still have to do your business, etc. If someone calls you, it would surely be by your name. You have a name and form. That is why you are able to speak. You can do anything, but you simply have to make it firm that you are souls. So what is Baba saying? We have a name and form, and that is why we are able to speak. Baba says you can do anything, but you simply have to make it firm that you are souls. The entire praise is of the incorporeal one. If there is praise of corporeal deities, it is because the Father made them praiseworthy. They were praiseworthy and the Father is again making them praiseworthy. This is why there is the praise of the incorporeal one. If you think about it, there is so much praise of the Father and He does so much service. He is all powerful. He can do anything. We praise Him very little. There is a lot of praise of Him. Baba says there is a lot of praise of Him. Even Muslims say, God Allah commanded this. Now, in front of whom did He give this command? He gives this command to the children who become deities from human beings. God Allah would have given this command to someone. It is to you children that He explains. No one else has this knowledge. You children now know that this knowledge will disappear. Buddhists also say that, and Christians too say that no one knows what command He gave. So Baba is telling us about all the other religions that no one else has this knowledge. You children now know that this knowledge will disappear. Baba says Buddhists also say that, and Christians too say that, but no one knows what command He gave, that is, what command God gave. The Father is explaining Alpha and Beta to you. Souls cannot forget remembering the Father. Souls are imperishable, and remembrance is also imperishable. The Father too is imperishable. They sing, Allah said this. However, who is he? Baba saying, who is the he and what did he say? They don't know this at all. They have said that God Allah is in the pebbles and stones. So how could they know him? They pray on the path of devotion. You now know that whoever comes, they have to pass through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. So what do we know? Whoever comes, they have to pass through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. When Christ and Buddha came, everyone has to come down after them. There is no question of ascending. The Father comes and enables everyone to ascend. The bestower of salvation for all is one. Baba says the bestower of salvation for all is one. No one else comes to grant salvation. Just think, if Christ came, to whom would he sit and explain? You need a very good intellect to understand these things. You should create new methods. You have to make effort and extract jewels. Therefore, Baba says, churn the ocean of knowledge and write down points. So what does Baba tell us to do? Churn the ocean of knowledge and write down points. Then read over them to see what has been missed out. Whatever part Baba has, that will continue. The Father is speaking the same knowledge that he did in the previous cycle. So what does Baba tell us to do? Baba says, you need a very good intellect to understand these things. You should create new methods. You have to make effort and extract jewels. So Baba says, churn this ocean of knowledge and write down points. Then read over them to see what has been missed out. Whatever part Baba has, that will continue. The Father is speaking the same knowledge that he did in the previous cycle. You children know that those who belong to a religion will come down after whoever comes to establish that religion. What do we know? You children know that those who belong to a religion will come down after whoever comes to establish that religion. How would they enable others to ascend? They have to come down the ladder. First, there is happiness, then sorrow. This play is made in a very fine way. It is necessary to churn the ocean of knowledge. Baba says they do not come to grant salvation to anyone. They come in order to establish a religion. There is only the one ocean of knowledge. No one else has this knowledge. The play of happiness and sorrow within this drama applies to everyone. You have more happiness than sorrow. Since you play your parts in the drama, there must definitely be happiness. The Father would not cause sorrow. The Father gives happiness to everyone. At that time, there is peace in the whole world. There cannot be peace in a land of sorrow. You will only receive peace when you go back to the land of peace. The Father sits here and explains, never forget that you are with Baba. Baba has come to make us into deities from devils. When the deities are living in salvation, the rest of the souls remain in the soul world. Let us understand this. Baba says, the Father sits here and explains, never forget that you are with Baba. Baba has come to make us into deities from devils. When the deities are living in salvation, the rest of the souls remain in the soul world. The greatest wonder in this drama is that of the unlimited Father, the one who makes you into angels. Baba says you become angels through this study. People on the path of devotion don't understand anything. They continue to rotate a rosary. Some remember Hanuman, some remember others. What is the benefit of remembering them? Baba said Maharathi, and they have shown someone riding an elephant. The Father explains all of these things. When an eminent person goes somewhere, he is treated with so much splendor. They would not do that for anyone else. So, Baba says when an eminent person goes somewhere, he is treated with so much splendor. They would not do that for anyone else. You know that at this time, the whole tree has reached its state of decay. All are born through poison. You should now have the feeling that there is no question of poison in the golden age. The Father says, I make you into multimillionaires. Sudama too became a multimillionaire. You all do everything for yourselves. The Father says, you become so elevated through this study. everyone listens to that Gita and studies it. This one also used to study it, meaning Brahma Baba also used to study it. But when the father sat and spoke this knowledge, he became wonderstruck. So Brahma Baba also became wonderstruck once Shiv Baba gave him this knowledge. He attained salvation through the father's Gita. What did human beings sit and create? They say God Allah said this. However, they don't understand who Allah is. If even those who belong to the deity religion don't know God, how could those who come later know? The Gita, the jewel of all the scriptures, has been made wrong. So what is there in the other scriptures? The things that the Father spoke to us children have disappeared. Baba says you are now listening to the Father and becoming deities. We all have to settle our accounts of this old world, and we souls will then become pure. So, what has Baba told us? We all have to settle our accounts of this old world, and we souls will then become pure. Whatever accounts we have to settle will be settled. We are the first ones to go and the first ones to come. All the rest will settle their accounts by having to endure punishment. Don't go too much into those aspects. First, enable everyone to have the faith that the Father is the bestower of salvation for all. Only the one Father is the teacher and the Satguru. He is bodiless. How much knowledge there is contained within the soul? Baba exclaims, how much knowledge there is contained within that soul. He is the ocean of knowledge and the ocean of happiness. There is so much praise of him. He too is a soul. That soul comes and enters a body. No soul other than the Supreme Soul, other than the Supreme Father, can be praised. Baba says, no soul other than the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can be praised. They all praise bodily beings. That one is the Supreme Soul. No soul without a body, apart from the incorporeal Father, can be praised. So, what is Baba making it clear today? No soul without a body, apart from the incorporeal Father, can be praised. The sanskars of knowledge are within the soul. How many sanskars of knowledge are within the Father? He is the ocean of love, the ocean of knowledge. Can this praise belong to a soul? This praise cannot be of any human being. Sri Krishna is the first number prince in the golden age. The Father comes and gives you children the inheritance. This is why he is praised. Why is the Father praised? Because he comes and gives us children the inheritance. The birth of Shiva is as valuable as a diamond. Baba says, what do the founders of religions do when they come? For example, when Christ came, there were no Christians. What knowledge could he give to anyone? At the most, he would say, behave well. Many other human beings continue to say that. But no one can give the knowledge of how to attain salvation. So, what is Baba making it very clear? What do the founders of religions do when they come? Baba says, when Christ came, obviously there were no Christians. Christians were formed only after Christ. So Baba asks, what knowledge could he give to anyone? At the most, he would say, behave well. Many other human beings continue to say that. But no one can give the knowledge of how to attain salvation. They have all received their own individual parts. They have to pass through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. How could a Christian church be built when he first comes? It is only when there are many of them and devotion begins that a church is built. So Baba is explaining how the religions have been founded. Baba says a lot of money is required to build a church. Money is also required for wars. Therefore, the Father explains that this is the human world tree. Can a tree be hundreds of thousands of years old? That just doesn't tally. The Father says, "O children, you became so senseless. You are now becoming sensible. You will come and be ready to rule the kingdom at the start. They come alone, and the numbers of them grows later. The deities are the foundation of the tree, and the then 3 tubes emerge from them. Then small sects later emerge. There is growth, and later they are praised. However, there is no benefit. Baba says everyone has to come down. You are now receiving this entire knowledge. They say God is knowledgeful, but no one knows what that knowledge is. So people say that God is knowledgeful, but no one knows what that knowledge is. You are now receiving knowledge. The lucky chariot is definitely needed, meaning Brahma Baba's chariot is definitely needed. Baba says only when the father enters this ordinary body does this one become lucky. In the golden age, all are multi-million times lucky. Each of you is now receiving a third eye of knowledge, through which you become Lakshmi and Narayan. You only receive knowledge once. People stumble along in darkness on the path of devotion. Knowledge is the day. There is no stumbling in the day. The father says, by all means, open a Gita Pathshala in your home. There are many who say, we cannot run it, and so they give their space to others. That too is good. So, what is Baba telling us? By all means, open a Gita Pathshala at your home. There are many who say, we cannot run it, meaning we cannot run the Gita Pathshala, and so they give their space to others. Baba says that too is good. There should be a lot of silence here. This is the holiest of holy classes where you can sit and remember the Father peacefully. So what should happen in a Gita Pathshala? Baba says there should be a lot of silence here. This is the holiest of holy classes where you can sit and remember the Father peacefully. We now want to go to the land of silence. Therefore, remember the Father with a lot of love. In the golden age, you attain peace and happiness for 21 births. The unlimited Father is the one who gives you an unlimited inheritance. Therefore, you should follow such a Father. You should not have arrogance. It will make you fall. You need to have a lot of patience, no stubbornness or physical force. Baba says body consciousness is called force. You have to become very sweet. Deities are so sweet. They have a lot of attraction. The Father is making you become like them. Therefore, you should remember such a Father so much. So, you children should remember this again and again and remain cheerful. What should we remember? That deities are so sweet and they have a lot of attraction. The Father is making us become like them. So, we should remember this again and again and remain cheerful. This one has the faith that after leaving his body, he will become that is Narayan. Meaning, Brahma Baba had this faith that after leaving his body, he will become Narayan. You should first look at the picture of your aim and objective. So, what are the two things that we should look at? The aim and objective. Those who teach are physical teachers. Baba is saying those who teach are physical teachers. Here it is the incorporeal Father, the one who teaches the souls, who is teaching you. You will remain happy simply by thinking about this. This one has the intoxication of how he becomes Vishnu from Brahma and how Vishnu becomes Brahma. This one has the intoxication of how he becomes Vishnu from Brahma and how Vishnu becomes Brahma. You listen to these wonderful things, imbibe them and then relate them to others. The Father makes you all into the masters of the world, but it can be understood who will become worthy of ruling a kingdom. It is the Father's duty to uplift the children. Baba says the Father makes you all into the masters of the world. The Father says, I do not become the master of the world. The Father sits here and speaks this knowledge through this one's mouth, meaning Brahma Baba's mouth. They speak of the voice from the ether, that is Akashvani or radio, but they don't understand the meaning of that. Baba says true Akashvani is when the Father comes from up above and speaks through this Gaumukh, that is cow's mouth. Words emerge through this mouth. Children are very sweet. They say, Baba, give us toli today. Baba says, children, you will get lots of toli. Good children would say that they are children as well as servants. Baba feels very happy on seeing the children. You children know that very little time remains. So many bombs have been made. Would they be thrown away just like that? Baba asks us about so many bombs which have been made. Would they be thrown away just like that? Whatever happened in the previous cycle, that is what will happen again. They think that there should be peace in the world. However, that cannot be possible. It is you, meaning we Brahmin children, who establish peace in the world. Baba says it is you who receive the prize of the kingdom of the world, and it is the Father who gives it to you. You claim the kingdom of the world through the power of yoga. Through physical power, there is the destruction of the world. So let us remember two things. Baba says you claim the kingdom of the world through the power of yoga. Through physical power, there is destruction of the world. You gain victory through the power of silence. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and we the spiritual children also say namaste to our spiritual father. Today's essence for dharana has 2 points. The first point, let your stage be that of having a lot of patience. Follow the Father. Never show arrogance about anything. Become as sweet as the deities. Second point, in order to constantly remain cheerful, continue to churn this knowledge. Churn the ocean of knowledge. Baba says remain engaged in doing service with the awareness that you are God's children as well as His servants. Today's blessing, may you be a great soul and remain stable in your form of the mantras Manmanabhav and Madhyaji Bhav. Blessing once again, Baba says, may you be a great soul and remain stable in your form of the mantras Manmanabhav and Madhyaji Bhav. Baba explains, as well as the blessing of Manmanabhav, you children have also received the blessing of Madhyaji Bhav. Let your form in heaven remain in your awareness. This is known as being Madhyaji Bhav. Madhyaji Bhav means let our form in heaven remain in our awareness. Baba explains, those who maintain the intoxication of their elevated attainments can remain stable in the form of the mantra of Madhyaji Bhav. Those who are Madhyaji Bhav are anyway Manmanabhav. Every thought, word and deed of such children become great. To become an embodiment of this awareness means to become a great soul. Finally, the slogan for today, happiness is your special treasure. Never let go of this treasure. Slogan once again, happiness is your special treasure. Never let go of this treasure, says Baba. Acha, Om Shanti.